breath to make sure the slides are gonna come up. So, this is a stacked Starship vehicle, and like Helen was talking about, we have a lot of dreams for this vehicle. We're really developing a brand new transportation capability. That is, we are planning to make not only the spaceport our new launch location for us sending and being able to send people to the surface of the moon, but for us actually to be an interplanetary species. And so Elon will tell us, you know, he's expecting us to do this in like 2 or 3 years. It may take us a little bit longer, but we're avidly working towards us providing a transportation capability for this nation and our world that will be opening up new opportunities for humankind. You know, SpaceX started actually pretty small, about 15 years ago, and then right now we have 3 really critical facilities here in Texas. What's great about Starship is, you know, we build everything except for the engines themselves in the state of Texas. So we bring in, you know, big sheets of stainless steel on one end of the Star Factory, and Starships come out the other end. Our Raptor engines are built in Hawthorne, but they're tested at McGregor, and we're very, very happy that we are building a capability here that has Rio Grande Valley hands all over it. We don't do anything small. The Saturn V is was the largest transportation vehicle that the U.S. that had ever been built in the U.S. and that had been a government project. And the Starship vehicle actually has twice the amount of thrust of the Saturn V. Why do you need something that big? You need something that big to be able to actually get your throw mass, the ability to carry large amounts of equipment, to be able to actually set up bases on the moon, be able to go and have a reasonable mission to be able to go to Mars. It also provides the point-to-point solution that Helen was talking about. You know, SpaceX just started 15 years ago just figuring out how to launch a Falcon 1, but if you look at it significant, we've been working through some major significant milestones moving forward. First time we reused a vehicle was in the 2015 timeframe. Huge, you know, people don't realize how important it is to be able to accomplish this reusability, because it's what allows us to be able to then turn around vehicles and fly again. It's really the game changer for us to be able to do the close to 100 Falcon 9 missions that we wanted to communicate. And Elon will tell you he's hoping to have us also accomplishing that mission to having close to 100 here by the 2030 timeframe. It's what really we're going to need to be able to do to be able to get ourselves set up for the next round of missions. So Starbase is also an ever-changing place. When I came in there last May, we were just beginning to lay the foundation for our Gigafactory, our 1 million square foot Star Factory, where I said before, we're bringing in raw materials at one end and having boosters and Starships going out the other. It's also where we're doing our launches. We have a very unique launch capability. Normally launch has large flame trenches, and we're actually trying to, again, get the cost of launch down to a way that we're able to launch, have minimal refurbishment on the launch pad and the infrastructure, and then be able to turn it around and get set for the next mission. And I just love this picture because it just shows some of the critical people that contributed to us getting ready for the last mission. Texas impact. So I already talked about the fact that we have, you know, over 2,100 personnel go down Highway 4 every day, plus over 500 contractors that are helping support. We have construction in our village area, we have construction in the Star Factory area, we are building another mega bay, and we're building a second pad. So all of that needs people and material and commodities and to support all these activities. Right now, we're in the process of everything that is used, water, gas, everything else is going down Highway 4. And we are working on setting up and working with the Public Utility Commission here to be working on a water pipeline, but we're also getting our utilities in place for us to be able to minimize some of that traffic. But it's still, that Highway 4 is still our major artery for our materials coming in and out, and you can imagine just having the infrastructure needed to be able to support a spaceport is critical for us. This is just a picture of, we're very proud to be part of our community here and support the community in different aspects and feel part of the community as we serve in different ways in the Boca Chica area. I already told you, did a little bit of a cheater alert there. We have 400 feet tall vehicle. Starship is the most powerful vehicle, 16 million pounds of thrust. We are working to have it be reusable. We actually, last time, tried to bring the booster back and the Starship back, and it's part of our learning, whereas we're getting ready for our next mission, which is coming up in May. We'll be continuing to develop the capability for us to move towards this being a fully reusable vehicle, because as I said, this is really part of our strategy then to be able to provide the most cost-effective launch capability, which really opens up the opportunities for the Starbase area to be a effective spaceport. To do all this, though, you really have to try, and it's really, people always say flying in space is hard, and I can tell you it's like, it is really, really, really hard, as you know, and so it takes a lot of testing for us to be able to kind of perfect and continue to grow and move the mission forward. You know, the last flight, each of our missions has been successfully pushed the envelope farther and farther for us to achieve our overall mission of reusability, being able to bring those boosters back and then fly again from the coast here. So we had just our first integrated flight test was last April, second test in November, and then I have a video here. We couldn't get the sound to work. I'm really sad about that because it would have been really impressive in this room. But I just want you to be able to see a little video of, and you can definitely feel this in your chest as you're going forward. I do want to emphasize to everybody, even though you can feel it in your chest, it is not a structural load on homes or anything else. If that would have been the case, my house in Merritt Island right now would be a problem outside the Kennedy Space Center. So one of the things we are going to have to continue to do is educate the area on what do launches do, what kind of environments do they invoke on the area, and make sure that we have people that understand what a spaceport means to the area from an environmental perspective. But I hope at least some of you were able to watch this. I mean, it's just magnificent to me. You can see all the engines are working. We made it through hot stage. We got to orbit. Separating, this is, when people say hot staging, we actually start the second stage, the Starship portion of the engines, before we separate. This just shows we're starting to learn how to maneuver the booster as it's coming in. People always go, well, you didn't get the booster back. Well, no other company gets any boosters back, so everybody doesn't realize that only the Falcon 9, the first launch vehicle ever that's gotten their booster back. So we all got used to it, and I hope one day we're all going to get used to seeing Starship boosters coming back along with the Starships. This is actually a very amazing, I worked for NASA for 30 years, and we never ever saw coverage of a vehicle coming back through reentry. because the comm systems didn't ever work. So that picture, I don't know if everybody realized that, but that was the first in a lifetime to ever be able to see that reentry actually through a communication system. So another little bit of a way for us to be able to push things forward. So now we're moving out, like I already been talking about, we're gonna get ready to fly again in May. You know, our goal is to continue to improve our reliability and capabilities. Every single flight, we're continuing to push the envelope farther to be able to get to the missions of us, you know, becoming a spaceport just like we're launching and returning at the Cape for the Falcon 9. We continue to monitor vibration and sound levels in the surrounding areas to make sure that we're understanding what is our overall impact in the areas. And then this is obviously a collaboration, working with the FAA and our other agencies to make sure that we're synced up on our plans going forward. We do really appreciate all the work that the community's done to support us. You know, coming in, Cameron County, City of Brownsville, City of Harlingen, all the communities around us, the Port of Brownsville, working with us, like Helen already talked about, the Port of Brownsville is a major transport site. You know, we one day wanna be shipping Starships to the Cape. We actually still want Starbase to be the single place where we're building Starships. But we do have a dream one day to also potentially be launching them from the Cape, to be able to have a second launch site as we're moving forward. Still having Starbase as a primary launch site. But to be able to do that, you have to have the infrastructure to be able to, you know, transport these large vehicles safely, bring them to the port and be able to ship them out. We understand that this area has been very important to us to provide us talent, infrastructure, but we need to be partnering and continuing to partner with both the state of Texas, Cameron County, all the local municipalities to make sure that we're continuing to both meet our goals of continuing to have this be an extremely vibrant place to work and live. I'm very proud of the fact that we can now say that we can have people here in RGB say, I am a rocket scientist, and I am launching rockets from RGB. And we're looking to have many, many more launches coming up. Thank you.
Thank you, and I will say that we are so proud to have SpaceX here in Texas, and I know Brownsville is very proud to have space as one of the 6 modes of transportation. Nobody else can claim that, let's face it. Members, any questions, comments? Jerry?
Jerry, well, how do you, interesting presentation, thank you very much, but how do you move the component parts to the SpaceX location there?
So, actually on site, and I don't picture, but we have what our mobility transport, like movers that actually move the rockets around on our site. They're autonomous systems that move, but for our the TxDOT certified transports, we actually have special carriers and transportation companies that come in and work depending on whether it's a commodity that we continually process. Like for right now, we're working on moving in pieces of a launch pad that's currently at the port to be able to send in. Those are obviously very unique capabilities. So we have special transportation companies that are coming in with multi-axle systems to be able to distribute the load, and that's and we have unique configurations that we use for those specialty kind of transports.
I guess more specifically, is it by rail? By
Oh,
air?
no, it's all over the road. It's all over. Now, we obviously bring in on ship major items coming from Florida. But once they get here, we're bringing it in over the road. So you can understand how important that road is. That's why I'm talking about it. If you see that one piece, I mean, someday, I hope some of you can be able to come out to Starbase, so you'll see that Highway 4 is a major artery for us. Everything goes in and out on Highway 4.
Other questions, comments? Thank you again so much for your presentation, and thank you for being here in Texas, and thank you for coming to Boca. All right,